from the light of the darkness. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new here, please subscribe. Much love and many blessings to our members. Love all of our members, all of our channel members. You are fucking awesome. You're all rock stars. And to our soul family, thank you so much for all of you that have contributed to this channel over the years and that continue to make your presence and your energy known here. It is very much appreciated. And we're just going to kind of start off today. I know that no one is here yet viewing this live stream, but hopefully some people will straggle on in here as we move forward. But we're just going to go ahead and lay some good energy out there to everyone. I'm going to borrow something from my dear brother Arwayne Steiger that I really love so much, that he always blesses everyone with favor, and that there is nothing missing and nothing broken. I love that. And that is what I wish for each and every one of you. We're just going to give you some of that energy now, some of that good stuff. Some of that energy straight from the cosmos, straight from the universe, straight from the hand of Lucifer. And just feel that energy coming down, a brilliant white light outlined in an iridescent, translucent blue, which is what I have seen Lucifer's healing energy to look like visibly. Just feel that coming down in through your crown chakra and just filling your body with that energy. Take some deep breaths in through your nose. Out through the mouth. And every time you take a deep breath in, feel that energy coming down through your crown chakra, filling each and every one of your chakras and nourishing them, including the mouth of God here at the rear of your head. Feel that filling with energy and with light as you do this and as you inhale as well. Oh yeah, love that, love that. Peace to everyone here. And hey, some people have showed up finally. Thank you so much for coming out today. Jared H says, hey JD, hope you're doing well. I am, man. I'm doing really, really great today, and I hope you are too. I had a great day yesterday, and today has been freaking fantastic. It feels like spring has sprung, even though I know winter is going to hold on as long as it can. I'm already kind of feeling those springtime vibes, and I just love that. Everything kind of just feels alive. It feels like it's bursting with energy again, and that's the way that I'm feeling too. I'm sure a lot of you, especially some of you very empathic people, do get like a seasonal depression from time to time. If it's not something that you deal with all the time, it could be like a seasonal thing. And so if that's the case, you're in luck, because that will soon be lifting. You'll be feeling great again, in that energy of spring. And then as we move into April, picking up some of that Aries energy to like really catapult and, you know, put some fire under everything that you're doing. And that's another thing about this solar eclipse coming up. Everything is in the sign of Aries. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be transformative. It's going to be an energy that you're going to be able to use to fuel whatever it is that you want to be working on and to bring into this physical reality in this year of 2024. What's up, Brent? Thank you, Brent, for adding the first like. I do appreciate that. And for everyone, please give the video a thumbs up, a like. I would appreciate that. Philodespian says, what do you look for in a man? Well, I have a girlfriend whom I love very much, and I intend on marrying someday. So I don't look for things like that in a man from a romantic standpoint. From a friendship standpoint, I just look for men to be my friend that have integrity, that are trustworthy, and that will have my back. You know, those things, those same things that I also have to offer in in friendship. Oh my God. Hey, what's up, relaxing weather? Hail to you as well. Jared H says, good to hear. I'm all right, just trying to get by. All this Belial stuff has me feeling he is reaching out. I am scared though. I don't know if I can lose everything again. Ah, fuck. Yeah, I know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean with that. Like, I definitely experienced a great deal of loss in my life when I fully started working with Belial, but I had to trust him. You know, like, that's really what it boils down to. When you are going to approach Belial and work with him, you have to have respect for him so that you know that he's going to respect you, and putting your neck out there and putting yourself on the line, putting everything on the line in order to ultimately get everything that you need. You know, like, you like working with Belial, you have to be willing to lose everything in order to gain everything. And since I approached working with him in that way, it all makes sense. You know, everything that I did lose were things that needed to go away anyways, and things that I felt at first that I had lost were not lost at all. Like, I actually gained a closer relationship to some of these things that I seemingly had lost because of him at first. Ended up being an even stronger connection. So you just really have to trust in yourself and trust in him. And that's a hard thing to do with Belial, given his reputation with some people. But I do think that that's just the experience of some people. And of course, you don't always know the entire story. With some of those people that gave you some of those bad reports about working with Belial, they may not have been totally honest about who they are as a person and what was going on in their lives. That could have played a big role in their interaction with him and the results they got in working with him. So I think that if you have a good intention, if your heart is pure, if you're living a life of integrity, if you're living a life where you're trying to better yourself in every way and all the people around you and your environment by and large, he will support that and he'll have your back. You may still have some things to learn along the way, but he, you know, just trust in it. You know, having that fear though is a healthy thing. I will say as well, not in just working with Belial, but with working with any demonic entity or any spirit for that matter. Theodosian said, "Oh, sorry, I thought you were a bearded lady." Thanks, dude. That's funny. I love it. Tofusi says hi. Hey, what's up? Jared H said, hearing JS and your stories are what got me worried. I have lost everything in work to get some kind of normality back 3 times now. Wow. Wow. It's a hard one, man. You know, it's hard to say, you know, what to do. You know, for something like this, of course, you know, you can do some divination. You can consult psychics like myself or others. But I would say the very best thing to do is to just go within, do an evocation or a meditation with your patron deity, the one that you work with the very most, whoever that might be, Lucifer or whoever it is, and ask them how they feel about it. And maybe go to them a few times. Make sure that you're getting a clear and concise message from them. And of course, too, just go with your gut. Go with your gut. You know, I'm feeling, me personally, the way that I'm feeling about it, I didn't mean to spit on the camera there, I think that you're going to be okay. I really do. And I feel that he's urging you to give him that chance to prove to you that you can overcome anything and that you can be a dominating force in your reality if you align your energies and your focus with his. That's the message that I'm getting. But of course, that's a personal decision that you and you alone will have to make for yourself. Yeah. Jeremiah Smith, what's up? Hey, brother, what's up? Much love and respect to you, too. Brent said, inner cleansing with post-shredded wheat helps the spiritual cleansing through Belial. Hail Belial. Hell yeah, Brent. Physical improvement helps with creating spiritual improvement. And it does. Like, you know, taking care of your avatar, taking care of your vessel, The more you are connected to your body, the more you are going to be able to also sense energy and work with the energy that is outside of your body. So, that should really tell you right there how important it is to get in tune with every little thing that you feel within yourself. Because once you have mastered that, like when you start to feel your own digestion, when you start to feel all of the little things that happen on a normal operational standpoint that's happening within your body, you can start to sense and feel those things. You begin to become more sensitive to the things that you put in your body. Once all of that begins to take place, that's when you're really able to then step outside of yourself and begin to really start to sense and feel the energy that is surrounding you, which is very important when you're doing healing work. It's important when you're doing magic. It's important in mediumship. It's important really in any way that you look at it from a metaphysical standpoint. The ability to sense, feel, and manipulate energy, because everything that we're working with is energy anyway. So if that's something that you have a hard time with, sensing and feeling energy, sitting in a quiet room alone in meditation, with a eye covering and an ear covering for like sensory deprivation, sit in silence for 30 minutes to an hour and do that consistently, and you will then begin to make a connection with yourself in ways that you never had before. You'll begin to sense and feel not only what is inside of you, but what is outside of you and around you, which is really important. Like through my years of refining my abilities and practicing and putting myself in various situations, I know now if I walk into a building that's haunted, if I walk into a place or an area that has spirits, just like people say, like your spidey senses will activate and you'll know. And how you cultivate those things is by, like I said, one of the things that I used to do a lot was sensory deprivation, sitting in silence. So eye covering, earmuffs, sitting in silence. Don't sit in like the corner of a room. I would sit like in the center of the room so that you can feel everything that happens around you 360 degrees. You will begin to get to a point in this type of meditation where you will feel like that you're falling through a void. It almost feels like the floor drops out from under you and that you're just kind of like tumbling through space. When you start to get to like those kinds of sensations, you know that you're on the right track and you're doing the right thing. You'll begin to become just so much more sensitive to energy when you take away some of your other senses. Stacy Moran, hey, Stacy Moran said, I heard myself call myself from hell saying, come here a minute. I was singing to my 4-month-old child and could see the hall. See the hall. Any inside. I didn't feel safe. I felt the urge not to leave the child's side. Okay, you heard yourself call yourself from the hallway. Okay, I mean, that could be several different things. The first thing that comes to mind would be a mimicking spirit. I'm trying to think of what the actual name of that type of spirit is. It is a bird-like spirit. I do remember that. I do know that. It has like a bird type of energy and essence, but it has the ability to mimic voices, and that's typically what it will do. So it could be a poltergeist, something of that nature. It could be an energy that you are creating yourself through beginning to generate and utilize your own psychic faculties. But it could also be a mimic type of spirit that you're dealing with. Jared H says, trying to work with Azazel right now. Just have major problems trusting any divinations I do for myself. Always get false positives. My gut leads me to believe in what turns into false hope a lot of. Well, That's okay, man. I would say the best thing to do, really and truly, the best advice is to just keep doing what you're doing and keep pushing forward. Like doing divination, doing magic, everything regarding this spiritual path takes practice and repetition, just like anything else in life. So it's something that you're just going to have to give time. Know that it's not going to make or break you either way you go. It's not going, your life's not going to be over. You just need to give it some more time. Keep trusting in yourself. And another thing that I would say, and this is something that I'm getting specifically for you, is I would pick a group of friends or however you want to do this, but I would offer some free psychic readings or free card readings to some people that you know, so that you can begin to utilize and refine your skills working with other people. And the thing that's very important and very vital, and I want everyone to hear this, what I'm saying now, is that when you're doing this, you have to be willing to be wrong, and for those people to look at you and say that you are so far off and left field that it's not even funny. But you have to be willing to be able to do that and to be confident in it and not have any worry about the outcome of what they might say to you. So, like, the way that I call it is like you have to be willing to be wrong and to be wrong strong. So you have to be confident in what the cards are saying, what your intuition is telling you, and you need to be confident enough to put that out there no matter how you might feel about it. Because, like, the Matrix is going to try to do its best to make sure that you do not tap into these abilities and that you do not cultivate them, because the Matrix does not want you knowing what's going to happen, and it doesn't want you performing magic messing with it. So, of course, you're going to have this self-doubt. You're going to have the anxiety. You're going to be questioning yourself because the Matrix knows now that you know. And it's like, oh shit, we got to work on him a little bit harder now to keep him from coming to the truth and realizing the truth, realizing how powerful he is. We're going to put a little bit of fear and doubt in there. Maybe he'll stop if we do that. So, the fact that you're feeling this way is actually a very positive sign, and it's just an indication to keep going. Yeah, because once the Matrix starts pushing back against you like that, when you have that doubt and you have things that are just seemingly not working out, it's because you're gaining power. John Wayne, good afternoon from Leamington, Ontario, Canada. Awesome. Hell yeah. Greetings. Greetings. And I love the Canadians. Canadians are always welcome, our brothers to the north there. Jared H. said, I have not tried to work with Belial. Once said you did a linking for me. But yeah, I should give it a chance. There are things I want changed, but taking that step is hard. Well, just let me know anything that I can do to help you with that. I will. If you have a meta link with him, then you are very connected, and so he's urging you to he wants to work with you, but in order to do that, you have to be willing to sit down and face him, and then you have to let him know what you need from him, and then he's going to let you know what you need to be doing. So it's just a matter of that, you've got some, it's like a nervousness of sitting down with a big boss and, not sure how it's going to go, but just know that, like, he's wanting you to come to him. So things are going to work out. Oh yeah, absolutely, Jared, you're welcome. Mistress Morticia, hey soul family, what's up? And Jeremiah Smith says, hey, Mistress Morticia, fuck yeah. Stacy Moran, on top of that, I ran into someone Christmas time. We both went, couldn't see the person, but felt clear as day. But the energy wasn't bad. So are you saying that, like, you and this other person both, like, sensed a spirit that you could not visibly see, but you sensed the presence and felt the presence? Is that what you're meaning? Yeah, Mr. Morticia is saying, like, wrap a towel or a blanket over your head. That's perfect. Like, if that's what you have on hand, that is perfect. And the sensory deprivation, it definitely works. And I have a video on it from like 6 years ago that you can go back and I'm talking about it. So Stacy says that you still live there, so the voice from the hall has you a little freaked out. Um, don't worry. That's your space, that's your environment. I would suggest getting some Palo Santo, and you can certainly smudge with Palo Santo. You can use sage as well. Um, Palo Santo, though, in my experience, it does have the ability to remove some energies that sage may be limited to, but also Palo Santo is not going to totally strip all the spiritual energy out. Sage is going to totally strip the energy out of anything that's in the environment and basically bring it back to a base, like adding salt to something. It's going to bring it back to a base. Then you would then after that burn an incense that has an energy and correlation to the atmosphere and ambiance that you wish to create in that environment. So that's vital after cleansing. After you do any type of smudging or cleansing, is to immediately after that reintroduce a new vibe, a new energy, your favorite incense, whatever vibrates and correlates with you the most and makes you happy and relaxed. That's what you then want to fill your environment with. So basically it's like scrubbing it all out, getting it neutralized, and then filling that space with that positivity through all of the attributes of the different makeups of that incense. So that's an important thing as well. Relaxing Weather says, I was debating about making a pact with Belial, but I didn't know about losing everything. But I really want to better myself and help others. I also decided to take a break from meat for a while. Wow! Whoa! That's awesome, man. And that's crazy because Relaxing Weather, I know that you're participating in the up-and-coming group, right? And that is an announcement that I'm going to be making. I'm going to be getting the remainder of the preliminary information channeled tonight and documented so that I can then make a video and put it out there to everyone who is participating in the solar eclipse group right on the 8th. That is a prerequisite. I won't say it's a requirement, but it is suggested that you avoid eating meat up until the date of that ritual. So from starting from today or tomorrow, now really as soon as I put that video out, anyone that's participating is going to have some guidelines to follow to get themselves best energetically prepared for this massive ritual undertaking that we're all going to be involved in together. Eating meat is one of those things. So Relaxing Weather, rest assured that like what you're saying is like he's already connected with you, because like that's huge. The break from the meat, especially right now, that tells me that he's tapped into you and he's already letting you know what you need to do, because it's the same thing that he's told me. So that's awesome. That's why I would suggest a Metalink working with Belial before I would go straight into a pact working with him, because at least with a Metalink you're going to have the advantage of being linked to him and so that you can begin to build a relationship before you jump into having a contractual obligation with him without even knowing him yet. That's something I don't really ever really suggest to anyone, and that's why I really prefer the Metalinks more or either as a prerequisite to a pact working. Stacy Moran, hail, or the hall. I don't know if you're saying hail or hall, but hell yeah. Neon Fire's not here. Is guess who's back? Your favorite preppy. Hey, Neon Fire's not here. Hell yeah. I'm glad you're back. Welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Stacy says, yeah, and words I don't use very often. My abilities have become stronger since you gave birth. Angels is my light and way. Okay, well, that's awesome. Hell yeah. Just keep cultivating your abilities. Jared H said, yeah, you did the Metalink that JS put out the video talking about what happened. Then I got scared of it. Yeah, I understand. Well, we'll talk more about this. I think that you and I need to talk about this, so we need to set a time to talk about that. I totally understand your reservations. I mean, believe me, I do. And I want to tell you that I felt the same way. And yes, I did, like I said, I ended up losing a lot of things. I did. But in losing a lot of that, I gained everything, like I really did. Like, so just rest assured that, like, I really believe if he's already speaking and calling to you, if you enter into this working with him, a path working with him, um, you're going to get through on the other side and be just fine and be all the stronger and wiser for it. But it is something to think about and to consider. Neon Fires Not Here says, I have a question. I was in St. Augustine and I was around one of the most haunted buildings because you love integration. And I started to feel like he couldn't breathe. Okay, well, that's definitely a sign that you could be highly sensitive. You could very well be a medium. If you're feeling things of that nature, you could have been sensing how a spirit in that building had passed away, reliving some of their final moments, or you could have had a spirit that was messing with you and that you're sensitive enough to feel it. I don't believe that really everyone is sensitive enough to feel some of these things. And so it's one of those things where I think, like, spirits, I think, do know when we have these abilities. I think that we do shine a little brighter. Maybe we reflect light a little bit differently to spirits from people that don't have these abilities. And when they know that they can get your attention, they're going to do it. So that was just a way they were trying to communicate with you. So certainly look into cultivating your mediumship and psychic abilities more. Brent says, the Book of Power, verse Force, tells about the need to use force, creating the situation, to use great effort with resulting fatigue. Hell yes. Jared H. says, NJS. Neon says, I felt like I have a connection ever since. Okay, yeah. It's probably one of those things where you've always had these abilities, but you never had an event like that occurred that really was profound enough for you to be cognizant of it. So it could even be like with your guides. Your guides could have been like, okay, it's time, and this environment is fertile ground for you to be able to have an experience. And so they allowed that spirit to ping you, activate your abilities, make you aware of it, which now that puts you online and you can begin, building on those abilities and cultivating them. Stacy says, now I bump into the spirit. We both went literally sorry. Well, okay. Mistress Morticia says, yes, Lady Witch. Good afternoon, JD. Good afternoon, Lady Witch. Thanks for being here. Stacy Moran said, could someone spell Palicanto for me? I don't know what that means. Neon, I'm just going to call you Neon from now on, said, I started hearing stuff coming from your room. It sounds like a choking sound and a little screaming too. Really? Wow. Okay, well, I think if you're having experiences like that, and this is more than like one location, you're beginning to hear things, sense things, get images of, like, whether they're pictures or like a video playing in your head or like a movie of something that had happened in the past, what have you. That's definitely a sign to me of like a mediumship ability, and it's spirits interacting with you, and it's something that you need to learn how to gain control of, tap into, turn on and turn off when you want and need to. You're scared. Do you have recommendations? You feel like it followed you home? Well, don't be scared. Definitely don't be scared. That's one thing that I want everyone to know. Like, anytime that you have a situation like this, even if you feel like you're being oppressed by a spirit, that's usually not the case at all. And it's typically a catalyst for your spiritual awakening. Like, for a lot of people, and myself included, this goes back to 2012 when I had my awakening fully. I believe the spirits were trying to get my attention for a very long time, and I just was too wrapped up in the world to be able to quiet my mind enough and to be still enough to receive their messages. They'll begin to get frustrated over time, and they will begin to, at some point or another, pull out all the stops to get your attention. And they'll usually do it by using fear and anxiety, and by creating situations like you have experienced that were unsettling. And those types of things get your attention, don't they? Yeah. So, like, when nothing else works, fear usually does. So it's not something that you necessarily need to be afraid of. It's just telling you they're here. They know that you can perceive them. They want a relationship with you. They want you working with them in this energy. And now it is time to learn how to tap into it and use it. And it's kind of like they just pulled the rug out from under you, and they're like, now there's a big elephant in the room, isn't there? You can't deny it anymore. I'm here and you're going to have to deal with me. So either you can do everything you can to close the door on that, which you can do that and you have the right to. If you really want to close the door on all this, it's going to be hard, because if they're coming to you, it's for a reason. From both ways, from the spirit world and from your spirit. Your spirit obviously has an urge to do this. There's a reason why they're coming to you. It's something that you're meant to be doing, most likely. So lean into it. Lean into it. You know, allow the spirits to guide you through synchronicity. You'll see the signs through numbers, through other people, through commercials, through license plates, through weird situations, through animals, through what you see in the skies, through what you feel and experience, like the things you've told me about. All of that is just letting you know that they're there and it's your time. So begin cultivating your psychic abilities, and don't be scared. Don't be scared. Yeah, you can contact it. Yeah, absolutely. I would say, the best way to contact it would be just light some candles, some incense if you have it, and sit in the room and with a notebook and a pen, and just start to call out to it. Start to speak into the air. I know you're here. I wish to communicate with you. I understand that you wish to communicate with me. What is it that you would like to do together? You may find that you may begin to do automatic writing, and you may start writing out sentences and paragraphs of information, which is the spirit speaking to you through you. That is a method you could use. You can use a Ouija board. I don't recommend that really, only because I don't have any really personal experience with them. A lot of people have good luck with it. I don't. You can use a pendulum for yes and no questions if you want to do that as you're getting used to feeling out what the spirit's saying. You can ask for signs like knocks and things like